Welcome to The Point of View. It's Wednesday, and this show airs on Mondays and Wednesdays at 9 p.m. on City TV. My name is Bernard Avelet. Tonight we have a very exciting show for you. We're going to uncover one of the phenomena that have become very serious with Ghana. So we've had a banking issue, we've had liquidity matters, we've had maize gold, and now there's a new boy in town. We'll try and unravel it for you with two sets of interviews. We'll talk to a victim of what is turning out to be, we're not sure whether to call it a financial investment gone wrong, a pyramid scheme gone dry, or a ponzi scheme unleashed. But I will find out shortly for you. I'll tell you who my guests are, but it's interactive, so you can join us with comments. If you're watching on Facebook, there's a conversation going on downstairs. Make sure you're part of it to read some of the comments. Also, we have a WhatsApp number. It's live on the screen. Let's get talking. When we come back, I'll tell you who my first guest is for the first part. So after August 2017 collapse of UT and Capital Bank, we had August 2018, 5 more banks went down. They were consolidated, and then last month or a few weeks ago, 2 more banks went down. It appears, having gotten the minimum capital issue out of the way, we are dealing with a liquidity issue in the system. So some of the financial institutions don't have money to pay. We've also had the maize gold saga, where NAM1, we are not sure whether it's in Dubai or it's in Ghana, and we're not sure whether it's going to court on the 2nd, 3rd, or 4th of February. But in the past few days, customers of a group of companies have also started complaining. These companies are very interesting names. Names like Global Community Coin Help International, Wealth Drive Ghana, Devonshire International, TCL Market Ghana Limited, and my favorite, Sonsis Susu. Sonsis Susu. Beautiful name. There's another one too called FX Crypto. Some of the customers or victims have been talking to us about their plight. They say they made investments, they were getting payments regularly, everything was going well. For a few months ago, the websites that they used to go for their money, they can't see the site, they can't find the owners of the company. One of the victims, who is a spokesperson of customers for Global Coin Community Help, joins me in studio to talk about what's really going on. Then later on, I'll bring in an investment analyst, I'll bring in a cybercrime expert, and also an industry person from Savings and Loans to explain what's going on. But I have in studio Nana Ampofu Aye. Nana is a journalist.
Yes, sir.
You're a journalist.
Yes, sir.
And you're also a victim.
Yes, sir.
And you are the spokesperson of victims.
Yes, sir.
So tell me your story. Which company were you dealing with?
GCCH, Global Coin Community Help. That is GCCH. Global Coin Community Help.
So yes. Tell me, when you got in touch with them, what was the business like?
The business is like you have to be introduced by somebody. So actually, we were introduced. So in the first place, the person have to convince you and tell you the process and the benefit that you get when you invest. So actually, we thought it was good, and we committed ourselves. Actually, we had other financial commitment to have to do. So we were looking for other resources, so other income. So that
the person convinced you, what did he tell you?
Yes, the person told me that you'll be getting 27% of any amount that you invest every month. And
every month?
Yes, and the contract is for a year. So actually, if you invest like 20,000, you are getting about 600 to 700,000 for a year.
Wow.
So we thought it was good. So he took us to the office, and we signed a contract. In the beginning, I invested about $600 because it was an international thing, and we have to pay the dollar equivalent. So I paid $600, and I was in April. That was
April
2018.
18.
Yes. So for the first time, I took for 5 months, and later I committed 20,000 Ghana cedis, which I took for only once.
So the $600 is like 3,000 cedis.
Yes.
So you put in 3,000 cedis. And for every month from April, you are getting 27% of that.
Sure. After 4 months, we were told that after 4 months, you are getting your initial deposit, or the amount that you invested.
And you got that?
Sure, I got that
for the first 4 months.
Yes,
so
that
April,
was
May, June, July.
That was the $600 I invested.
Good. And then you put 20,000 in.
Yes.
When did you put the 20,000?
That was in July, on the 7th of July.
And then you started getting your 27%.
Yes.
For how long did you get it?
I got for 2 months.
So August, September,
yes.
You got 20 27% of 20,000.
Yes.
Where did you get those monies from?
Those monies are loans that we collected from various banks.
You collected a loan
Yes.
from a bank to invest into this?
Sure.
27,000. So you put 23,000 into all together?
Yes, 23,000.
So how much have you gotten back since you put it?
I've gotten 810,000. 810,000.
How? You say you put 3,000 and then you were getting for 4 months 27%
Yes.
of that. And then you put in 20,000. And for 2 months, you're getting 27% of that.
Yes.
So that can be 800.
So that was 8,000
8,000.
and 100 Ghana cedis. That was 8,000.
But you never really got to the
Ghana
4 months with the 20,000 to recoup your
Sure,
principal.
I never. I didn't.
What happened? How come they stopped paying you the returns?
Yes, we were there one day and we went to the office. They told us that Yoko has come to the office to carry all their equipment away, and because of that, they can't be able to operate. They will not be able to trade with our monies that we invested. So that was when everything started. So every day you have to go there and
what trade were they doing with the money?
Yes, they told us that they are investing in bitcoins or they are trading on the international market. It's like if it's stock exchange, there's a market there where people come and trade. So automatically the profit that comes, he will take part and
were
give
you
the
paying the
27%.
money by cash or
Yes,
you were paying
yes.
it some account?
We were paid by cash.
No, when you are doing investment.
When you are doing the investment, you have to go to the office and pay with physical cash. Later on, when people were coming, they give us an account number, which is Ghana Commercial Bank, where you have to deposit that money. And they also have a mobile money account where you have to deposit in that money. So
did they open an account for you? So if you deposit your...
No, they will give you their account numbers.
Yes,
or
I know. So when you pay the account, how do they know that you are a customer?
Yes, you have a receipt from the bank that you have paid so and so into this account. So if it is mobile money transaction, automatically you get a message that shows that you.
So how were they paying you back your 27%?
Yes, we'll go for a physical cash in their offices.
Where is their office?
Yes, they have one, or their major office in Sahom.
In Sahom?
Yes.
So you go there with your receipt end of the month and they'll give you the 27% of the amount you put in cash.
Yes. They will create a platform that you log in. So when you go, you give them your details, your name, your username, your password. And if you want to do GH, that means get help, or PH, then you indicate. So when you are investing, they call it get help, that is GH. So when you are going for it, you indicate that you are coming for PH. So it means that he is providing help to you. So these are the difference. So when you go, you indicate, you fill in the forms, you give them all the details that you used, your password and everything, so that they'll be able to access or get into your account.
And they'll carry the money there.
No, they will have to, whatever they
just check to know that you've paid.
Sure.
Yeah, your balance is due. And then they'll give you cash.
Sure.
In dollars or cedis?
It's in cedis.
So for the first 4 months since April 2018, you got 27% of 3,000.
Yes.
And then when you invested in August 2018,
in July,
you also got 27% for 2 months.
Yes.
And then it stopped.
Yes.
So do they owe you or you owe them?
Yes, they owe me.
How much do they owe you?
They owe me more than 10,000 Ghana cedis.
Does this include is this the difference between what you've gotten in your principal or the investment promised?
No, that is the investment that the ones that I got.
So you haven't recouped your 23,000?
Not even my principal.
You haven't recouped it?
Sure.
But did you understand what business they were doing with your money?
Yes, because the company has been existent for more than 3 years. And we live around and we see what people do. And actually, they showed us a document that the company is registered under Registrar General. So we thought it was cool, and they were doing business.
How many were you?
Yes, as at now, last year in September, when Yoko interdicted him, the report that came shows that we over the country and even abroad, because people will call in and they will send money through mobile money, or they send money into the account. You have to withdraw that money and put in there. So about 110,000 customers across the country.
Are you serious?
Yes.
110,000 customers.
Yes.
Just for GCCH.
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes. Because people are more, a lot of them are coming. If you check on our Telegraph page, we cannot even go on WhatsApp.
You are on Telegraph?
Yes. So we are on Telegraph.
110,000 people?
Yes. I can show you the details.
What kind of people?
I don't know them, but they are all investors.
110,000 people? Are you serious?
Yes. Even as at last year, September, it was 135 million Ghana cedis.
That had been locked up there?
Sure.
Just for Global Community Coin?
Yes.
Do you know the other name? Do you know people who do TCL? Or you don't know anything about TCL?
I heard a lot of in town, but actually I didn't go there.
So who introduced Global Coin to you?
I was introduced by a friend.
Where is he now?
He's around.
Has he also recouped his investment?
I will not be able to tell.
Is he part of the victims?
Yeah, yes, they are all part of it.
So
because the issue is that even those who started a year or 2 years ago, the monies that they got, they reinvested. They reinvested all the profit they got.
So it started 2 years ago, before you joined late on?
Yes.
Wow. What's the name of the MD of the company?
Yeah, Kweku Dametekumi. They popularly call him KDK.
How old is he?
He's around 40 to 45 years.
Do you know where he lives?
He has relocated.
To where?
We can't find him anymore.
Did you used to meet him in the office personally?
Yes, he has actually paid me before.
Physically?
Sure.
Did they do a seminar to explain the business to you?
They do.
And when you
organize a lot of seminars across the country.
When you bring somebody, do you get something from it?
Yes, he gives, initially he gives 10% of anybody that comes.
So the guy who referred you will get 10% of your 23,000?
Yes.
Are you serious?
That is true.
So did you also refer other people?
Actually, I referred only one person.
If the person sees you, what does the person tell you?
We are all in the same soup.
Wow. So you don't know where he is. What's Yoko telling you? The customer? I don't know if they're customers or victims. I don't even know.
We are depositors.
You are depositors.
Yes.
Has Yoko said anything to you guys?
We were told to bring document that shows that we have transacted any business with him.
So what do you have in front of you here?
Yes, these are the documents he gave us.
Let me see. Can I show you to the screen?
Why not?
So this is Global Coin Community, and there's a stamp, 7 July 2018. Received.
Sure.
I don't know whether the amount is clear. I don't know. 15,000 cedis first, and then another 5,000. So that's 20,000 plus the 3,000.
Yes.
So 23,000. And you've written the dollars. So $3,000, $1,000. So initially, so you've given them $4,600.
Yes.
But you are just a journalist. I don't have $4,600. I'm the journalist of the year. So where did you get $4,600 from last year? The last year was a difficult year for me. Where did you get that money from?
These are our savings, and as I told you earlier, we
borrowed money.
Yes.
Who is we? You and who? Don't tell me it's your wife. Oh, so the name here is your wife's name?
Sure.
Oh, so you and your wife are in the same soup? And then when you go home tonight, you're a dead man. So what do you want? What do you guys want? Because I remember on Sunday night, they masked up. We showed part of this on the screen where they had masked up at the office. At that time, was there a problem? The one I showed where they were on this when
yes, that was the time the problems was coming up. Yes.
So what are the customers saying now?
we are telling institutions that matters, especially in this crime or these related issues. Yes, I didn't even know. Okay, I'm a journalist, but I didn't even know about SEC. I didn't, and I didn't know that they have to look into these security issues.
You were a journalist and you didn't know the SEC existed?
Yes, they existed, but I didn't know their responsibilities. They have to educate Ghanaians. Seriously.
But you are the one supposed to educate. You are a journalist.
Yeah, they have to give us the information to educate Ghanaians. Without them, how do they have to give us the information?
So do you want government to pay you or to just find the guy? What's your message to the system?
We've heard the argument in town, and we are saying that government, in a situation like this, we went in to do our investment. all that we want government to do, we don't want government to pay us. We want government to look for this guy so that he must be prosecuted. And we know that there's a major problem here, Ms. Gold and other issues, where the processes that they are going through now, that they triggered about 194 countries, they have to do same.
So they should find your guy,
exactly, so
KDK.
Yes, KDK. They have to find him. They have to find him.
I'm going to give you a breather. Go and sit down and think about what you've done. I'm going to bring my panel of experts. You listen to what they will say. At the end of the show, I'll ask you a final question.
Okay, thank you.
So please get him something to eat. Because he needs, his wife won't give him food today. $4,600 of investor money. And he says the 113,000, I don't know. When we come back, I'll be speaking to three people. I have Chunibo Akodia. Chunibo Akodia is the Executive Secretary of the Ghana Association of Savings and Loans Companies. William Mensah is an investment analyst and a consultant. Philemon Hini is a cyber analyst from the E-Crime Bureau. They'll help unravel this mystery. Don't go away.
We spice up your mornings with culturally enriched conversations, social interviews, and policy-oriented discussions that will keep you updated on the progress of the nation.
Those security guys who were supposed to protect them, I'm sure by now somebody must have all of them arrested. They must all be arrested because it's an unprovoked attack.
Join the Breakfast Daily team Monday through Fridays from 7:30 a.m. to 10. Let your voice be heard with the hashtag Breakfast Daily. Join us for breakfast daily, only on City TV.
Witness the twisted and tangled story of betrayal, greed, vengeance, and love in the award-winning Brazil Avenue. Carminia, a woman led by greed, gets rid of her husband, who is Rita's father, and sends Rita away to a filthy landfill. Rita finds love in Batata, but they are soon separated by adoption into different families, far away from each other. Many years later, all paths cross again, as Rita, now a renowned chef, seeks to pay back her stepmother for taking away her happiness as a child. It's the story of twists, turns, suspense, and thrilling action in Brazil Avenue. Brazil Avenue airs Wednesdays to Fridays from 10 to 11 p.m. only on City TV.
Welcome back. This is The Point of View. Tonight we're trying to unravel the mystery behind investment scams. Some call them pyramid schemes, some call them ponzi schemes. Some say they are proper investment opportunities. So far I've spoken to a victim who's an investor. He's a journalist. I have three experts in studio to talk to me, but let me read some of your comments already. So this one is from Obuoda, and someone, he says, Bernard, please don't forget the pay diamond victims, because it seems everyone is mute about that. The chop we basa. Bernard, please, could add Gold Coast Fund Management to your list. Bank of Ghana has a role to play, but it's refusing to do so. How will the average Ghanaian know that an investment he or she wants to do in a particular financial institution is genuine or otherwise? I think we should be educated seriously. More comments. Bernard, good evening. Please, forget about the GCCL numbers. It's chicken change compared to pay diamonds numbers. Another one. My wife invested with TCL Dansoman branch, and up to now, it costs 90. And I'm told the man is a pastor too. Daniel from Dansoman says, from Mataheko says, it's serious, Bernardino. Believe this guy. It's even over 110,000 customers. Most of my lady friends are falling victims to this. So let me come back to the studio. We have William Mensah it's an investment consultant. William, great to have you.
Thank you.
And I also have Mr. Philemon Hini, who's from the E-Crime Bureau, cyber analyst. Good to have you.
Thank you.
And Chinebu Akodia is the Executive Secretary of Ghana Association of Savings and Loans Companies. Great. Good. So, who's going to start? William, listening to the business model that my friend just described, what is it? Is it a good investment that they've just broke? Was it a Ponzi scheme from the beginning? Was it a pyramid? What was going on there?
It sounds very much like a designed Ponzi scheme. I mean, because the question you're asking is that, is there an underlying business venture?
Okay.
There appears not to be. Because you're saying, what are you doing with my money? You said we are trading. What are you trading in? Which instrument are you trading in the world over that will be able to generate 27% a month, for you to be able to guarantee someone 27% a month? And he said one thing that I found very interesting. He says, even the people who had been in for 2 years, who made a lot of money, they put all the money back. These schemes, they feed on our greed. So they are not afraid of promising you 30%, 40%, because they know that money, you are going to take that money, add more to it, and bring it back to them. This is a typical, well-designed Ponzi.
You're saying that there's nothing in this world you can do that will give you a 27%, give you enough to pay somebody 27% a month and get your own margin.
To guarantee someone 27% a month. Look, any venture that you would do that can potentially give you that much return is also very volatile. It means that in 1 month you can probably make 100%. In the next month you can lose all your money. I mean, let's talk about cryptos. They're talking about trading cryptos. The only way you can trade cryptos and make a lot of money is if you are trading on high margins. What it means is you put in $100, and on that $100 you borrow $1,000, and you are trading that much. Yes, there's volatility, so you can make high returns. But in the same way, you can also lose a lot of money. How do you now guarantee someone 27%? Because
so that's bad investment, not Ponzi.
That is, if that is what, but you see, you cannot even guarantee someone a return if the business you are doing does not come with a guaranteed return. So if you want to do something like that, let the person know that this is the venture we are doing. It is high risk. If the person wants to take the risk, then he bears the risk directly, and then you earn a fee for doing whatever you are doing. But it does not appear from the story that is what was happening.
So we saw in our newsroom 4 characteristics of these businesses. One was high interest, above 25% per month. We saw number 2, aggressive multi-level marketing, where, as he said, somebody told him to come on board because you get a percentage. Yes. He brought that people on board. Number 3, we saw some type of currency trading. So in some instances, they will say they use the money to trade. And number 4, there was this wallet they create, which is either they call perfect money or crypto something. So that's why I've brought Philemon in. I thought cryptocurrency was another iteration of blockchain, which was essentially a shared ledger that solves all the world's problems. How did crypto become part of Ponzi schemes?
It's quite interesting, because if you look at the whole chain of cryptocurrency, let's take, for instance, Bitcoin, for example.
Yeah.
The only way that you can make very good money in this cryptocurrency is if you are a miner. What basically it means is that if you are someone that has the capability or the system to be able to verify transactions, that is how the crypto work in what we call the blockchain. So the more you're able to verify the transaction, the more crypto you earn as a miner. That's the main way they call it in the crypto world. So by able to verify this transaction, yes, you can earn a lot of money, and this money could be a very good money to pay people. But if these people are investing in mining and looking at their customer base, then that means they have to have a very huge infrastructure to be able to do more mining. But looking at his narrative, it seems to me as if it's a combination of several things that they were doing. One could be the Ponzi scheme, as William said, and it could be also that they are also investing in mining. Or perhaps what we have seen also is that instead of mining, people also go to something we call the underground economy forums, like the dark web. They buy illegal goods and services and they sell it to get more profit. So once they get this more profit, they can use this one to settle their how they call it, the people that have invested with them. Then also, the other means that people can also have high return is also maybe buying just the currency and keeping it with the hope that it's going to increase. But the margin is, if you look at even the statistics, I think the only time that we saw a very high spike in Bitcoin increment was somewhere around November 2017, where I think one Bitcoin was about $7,000.
It went to 19,000.
Yes. So that was quite very huge. But since then, it has consistently dropped, and we are even seeing, because of the competition with other cryptocurrencies. So to me, I think it's a combination of maybe...
But is this issue of using crypto as part of these companies a Ghanaian thing or is global?
No, it's a global thing because, first of all, the crypto thing is a bit complex for people to understand. So by building your business model in it, it gives you some kind of perception that, people have the perception that you get a lot of money from crypto. So if I set up a business and I revolve it around crypto, obviously I've convinced about 60% of the population that, okay, the return is a match. And again, the second thing is that it gives them some kind of anonymity because it's not a currency that you can feel, it's a virtual currency. So it's very easy for them to just, let's say, fold up and say, okay, we are not doing business again. And you mentioned about Perfect Money. Perfect Money is a payment medium that have been in existence for a very long time. At least not very long, but at least it has
a while now.
Yes, a while. A lot of people have been using it, even for money laundering. People launder money through that. And it's also creates some level of anonymity for these people to be able to use. So assuming that you invest in this company, which he is talking about, and you want to, let's say, withdraw the money, it's very easy for them to pay you through Perfect Money. Again, the reason why they are doing that is because they also want to avoid regulation. So it's quite very easy for them.
So because crypto is not directly regulated by the central bank,
yes, they
prefer to use crypto.
Exactly.
And because crypto is not well understood, yet because we bring crypto into the whole blockchain conversation, it gives it credibility.
Exactly, that is it.
So crypto itself is okay.
Crypto itself is okay. If you look at a country like Japan, for instance, it's a legal tender. In Japan, I think Switzerland too is a legal tender.
And Ghana that hasn't finished building roads, we have already moved the crypto into the crime. When Japan said, so we have crossed crypto into something else.
I think SEC is trying to see how best they can legalize crypto, and before you can even do that, you have to really understand the technology too.
Okay, Chinibo Akudia, you guys are already, banks are going through problems. Some of the problems are affecting other non-banking within the lower tiers because monies are locked up. Today, for example, Beige put up an advert, or somebody put up an advert that there are 1,000 debtors of Beige who need to pay. There's a liquidity crisis. And we haven't finished that. And now you are having Global Coin, World Drive, Devonshire, TCL. How do you group these people? Because I remember you gave me some categorization. You gave me banks, savings and loans, rural community banks. Where do these guys fall? These Global Coin people and wealth people, where are they in your rankings?
Okay, so in the scheme of things, when you're talking about the banking space, they are nowhere near any of them. You have the commercial bank at the top tier. Then below the commercial banks, you have the savings and loans, the finance houses. Then you have also mortgage firms as well, and leasing companies. Then below it, you have the microfinance companies, whose capital is 2 million cedis, and then you have the microcredit or the money lenders at first. That's how they used to be called. Then the rural banks. The rural banks' capital is 1 million, and so the rationale is that they are supposed to operate within a catchment area, and so it's for the people, and so they have that structure. Then you have individuals who are licensed by Bank of Ghana to take susu and also to lend money. So an individual can also lend money. Now, looking at all these things, then some people might want to look at, okay, so we don't want to be regulated by the central bank or by any regulatory agency. So what do? Let's go through the internet. As for the cyberspace, who regulates the cyberspace in Ghana? And so if we have an online platform, everybody can hook on, just like we have a WhatsApp platform that people just rope on. And so so if I make reference to what
Mr. Aye,
yes, was talking about,
Pofu.
This particular institution that he was talking about, I think I saw them with a different name.
This Global Coin Community Health International.
Yes, because their terminology their modus operandi and everything was the same thing as an institution called MMM.
MMM?
Yes.
Triple M?
Yes. This one is owned by Mavrodi, who is a Russian, globally acclaimed Ponzi man. And so, as for him, everybody knows him to be a scammer.
Except us here. Because
we know in Ghana.
I didn't know him.
And so, they came, and we got hint of it, reported it, and they were apprehended. Then they stopped.
Okay.
So, looking at you PH, that is, and you GH, get help. Provide help. So, everything was the same. They were giving 30%, and now they decided to reduce it to what? 27% per month.
So it's the same modus operandi with
the same operation.
Wow.
And you see, most often they will go out there and say that we're organizing seminars for people to get rich, because they have a philosophy that says that the banks and the formal financial institutions are cheating you. They take your money and give it to somebody to trade and give you a peanut. This is their philosophy. And so, why don't we ourselves come within a community, we ourselves, our monies, we will put it together and give it to some of us. The question is, who amongst us get that money? And some of us getting the money means that we are being paid. And so
that's why the word help comes inside.
Exactly. And so the bottom line is that they have a philosophy that the banks and the financial institutions, the formal financial institutions, are cheating people. And so we have come to help. And of course, every individual who thinks that, oh, if Bernard is cheating me and you have seen that he's cheating me, then I have to lean towards you. And so these are some of the things in the market that we quickly have to look at. And you see, what he was referring to is actually a pyramid scheme, where your bonus or your benefit is tied to you bringing more people. So the more people you bring, the more returns you get. And so they use the same money in circulation. So once there's no fresh money coming in, then the whole thing ceases. But the question is, which we always say that investors or whoever we want to do any business with asks one underlying question. Should this investment go bad, will I get help? If you will get help, from who? 2, this investment scheme that I'm investing in, that vehicle, what will they use my money for? If we are able to answer these questions, and of course, you can see their license, that they have the license to do all these things, then you can go to the next
Some
stage.
people, some of the victims tell me that everything is going fine. They are paying people back until state agencies step in and spoil everything. They said it about Men's Gold. They are saying it about Global Coin. When you listen to the narration, it's like, everything is going fine. I'm getting my dividend. 3 months to end of 2018, Iyoko or somebody scams in. So it looks like the formal financial system is trying to frustrate their legitimate business, rather. That's the impression the customers give me about how they understand the situation. What's your comment on that?
Okay, so I have given you 1,000 cedis. You said you are going to use it to buy charcoal to sell so that you pay me. Okay, now my mom or my dad has come to tell me that I should go for my money. So I come to you that I won't pay additional money. Mensa will not give you additional money. What did you use my money on? To buy charcoal. So give me the charcoal.
But I can't sell the charcoal.
Oh,
or
I
want
want the charcoal. Yes. Are you able to give me the charcoal? So if you say, just like, you know Charles Ponzi. Ponzi said he was selling postage stamps. So are you able to give people
the value of what they've given you,
exactly,
even if you don't have the cash?
Exactly. So give me that item you said you are trading in. So if you have given money to somebody, who is that person you have given the money to? So it is neither here nor there for people to say that when state institutions ask them to take additional money,
To stop taking additional.
The bottom line is
to
that
stop taking additional money.
The state
No, but you know what happens when the state
agencies-
agencies stop taking additional money, people panic and all want to withdraw. Then they get, so and they say, for example, if all of us come to the biggest bank in the world and all want to withdraw at the same time, they say they don't have enough money anyway. So if all, like Men's Gold, once you say they should stop their main business, the argument is that the panic that you generate is what kills the business.
Okay, so you see there are differences. A commercial bank takes the money and use it to on-lend. So he has granted loans. And in the loans, you cannot go and say, now you have 1 year to pay the loan and it's 3 months, I need my money, so stock the loan. So that is the reason why any regulated financial institution, if you rush, which happened in Ghana, the run on the financial institution, they will go down. And so that is what we want to educate public. Don't run on regulated and structured institutions. But this one, the bottom line is that it is not about the money that we have given. You say that the money we have given you, don't take additional money from the people.
So just deal with what you have already.
Deal with
and that one they don't have.
If you don't have,
it
then
means you
the
are
question
ponzi.
is, where did you put that money? If they are able to tell, for instance, you mentioned...
Maybe they also invested it into things that require time to liquidate. So if I take your money and I go and put it into something, I'm buying land to appreciate.
Oh,
it will
give
take a
me
year.
the land.
Bernard,
give me the land.
Yes.
If I can come in. So if we take Men's Gold, for instance, look, no regulator would have had any problem with Men's Gold if they were using their own money. Okay? We don't care what you say you are doing with the money. But if you are calling on the general public to bring you money, then there must be a regulator who is protecting the interests of that innocent person in the public who is giving you money. So really, there are so many businesses there, sole proprietors, they are doing all sorts of things. Nobody is asking them, what are you doing? How are you generating your return, etc. Because you are doing the business you are running with your own money. Now, if you are running anything where you are calling on the general public and you say, bring me money, whatever form you call it. Some of them try to circumvent Bank of Ghana by saying we are not collecting deposit. But if the general public is funding your business, then it is in the interest of the regulator to ensure that the average guy there who is bringing you money is protected. So someone must know, what exactly are you using the money for? What is the underlying business? So you cannot compare that to a bank that is regulated, where the regulator is checking his loan book all the time, making sure that they are not giving monies to related parties, etc. It's a completely different ballgame.
We have a short break to take. When we come back, we'll look at whether the regulation failed us, because there appears to be always some lacuna that these organizations take advantage of. We're still on the point of view. Here are more comments quickly on the issue. Bernard, over 200,000 people are victims of GCCH, majority being teachers. I know many teachers who now only take as little as 50 Ghana cedis at the end of the month because they went for loans both at their banks and from controller to put into the something. Bernard, please tell the executive secretary of Association of Savings and Loans Companies that some of the savings and loans companies are into scam investments. I invested 13,000 Ghana cedis at a rate of 27% per annum for 6 months at First Allied Savings and Loans Company last year in February. As at now, I have not been able to receive even a peso upon maturity in August last year. The money is locked up from Kingsley, Koforidua, Eastern Region. Emmanuel Bansa. Bernard, It has taught some of us a very bitter lesson. They started well, kept their promises until all of a sudden they started facing challenges and at the same time assuring us of putting in effective measures until we could hear from them no more. Asemo. Question: why won't government provide a good investment opportunity when Ghanaians are poised beyond an iota of doubt to invest heavily? Meanwhile, Achu from Akosomo says, those of us who traded with US tilapia have long been forgotten. Achu, on the tilapia note, we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll find out issues about regulation, internet regulation, e-governance, and also financial regulation. And if there's time, I'll bring back my journalist friend whose 23,000 Ghana cedis he can't find. We'll help him find it, don't go away.
It's engaging, detailed, and loaded with factual and incisive analysis. It's The Biggest Youth, your preferred Saturday morning news and current affairs analysis program on TV. Tune in this and every Saturday at 10 a.m. and hear the newsmakers discuss the top issues of the week.
So greed is not a matter because nobody enjoyed the benefits. They just reinvested. It was very sophisticated, and that's why these people are considered victims, because it takes a very sophisticated operation to swindle people out of money, to let them reinvest, and then to wait for the 5th year and make sure you hit those $1 million, $5 million, $6 million targets.
It's The Biggest Youth, live on City TV.
It's inspiration. It's the word. The teachings.
The test of life is what you do with power and is what you do with blessing. The test of life is what you do with favor. The test of life is what you do with promotion. Whether it's political, economic, financial, or spiritual, the test of life is what you do with the blessing and with power and with resources.
Tune in to Voice of Inspiration with Archbishop Duncan Williams every Sunday at 6:30 p.m. on City TV.
Welcome back. The point of view tonight is trying to unravel what is a proper investment and what is a scam, what is a pyramid scheme, and what is a Ponzi scheme. Earlier in the show, we spoke to a victim, a journalist who has invested 23,000 cedis in GCCH. He got only a few months' return. He says he's looking for the rest of his money. He's in the person on an amp for Aye. Now I have in studio William Mensah, an investment analyst. I also have Philemon Nhini, a cyber analyst at the E-Crime Bureau, and Mr. Chinebu Akodi Abuachi, who is the executive secretary of the Ghana Association of Savings and Loans. So the Bank of Ghana issued a statement in the last month, December, warning the general public about the companies I mentioned: Wealth Drive, GCCL, Devonshire, TCL, FX Crypto, Sonsi Susu. Now, Mr. Ampofo Aye told me he started investing in April 2018. In fact, he said people had invested 2 years before they referred him. So 2 years from April 2018 is 2016 April. Bank of Ghana in December. Can you imagine? When he hadn't gotten his payment when? September, payment stop. Bank of Ghana comes in December of 2018 when the horse has run out of the stable to now say that we shouldn't. He said, look at the statement. The Bank of Ghana wishes to inform the general public that the following entities have not been granted license to carry out deposit taking activity in Ghana. This is December. Anyone who does this business with these entities does so at her own risk, and the Bank of Ghana will not be liable for a refund of any deposit lost by a depositor. December 2018. Honestly, what's happening to regulation? Is it that they are overwhelmed? Are there too many things? What's going on? You are in the industry.
Okay, so everybody has his own role to play within the space. One, somebody registered the business called the Registrar of Companies. Now, we should begin looking at the Registrar of Companies going beyond the annual filing of accounts, go beyond looking at are these institutions really working and doing what they were mandated to do, as in their business objectives, or they've gone beyond it? The next thing has to do with, you see, all these businesses or people operate within a certain community. Now, as soon as, for instance, Bank of Ghana came out to say that do not deal with this institution because you do so at your own risk, I'm expecting that the local authorities, the district assemblies or the municipal assemblies, and those people responsible for the locality should quickly move in and say that, why is it that Bank of Ghana said that you should not operate? Do you have the required license, or are you doing A, B, C, D? Then next thing that we need to look at has to do with, we need more collaboration with the regulatory bodies. And it is good to note that now these regulatory bodies have started collaborating better than they used to be. And so these are some of the lessons that we learn, in that they were not collaborating enough. But now we've seen more collaboration, and we want to see more of these things. And of course, public education, if I refer to, I think yesterday morning you were talking about money on your morning show. Not that people don't know. People know that there are certain investments, you put your money in, it can go bad. But the bottom line is that, what should I do? So we need to educate people. Unfortunately, the last thing I've put here has to do with, you see, the security agencies should also be more proactive. And I think that is where now we have the cyber
E-crime bureau.
No, I mean, we have the National Cyber Security Secretariat, which is responsible looking at all these space. I think they need to be well resourced and then up their game. And then you are aware we have a bill sitting in Parliament on payment systems. There's a payment systems bill, of which if Parliament, I'm expecting that when they resume, they should quickly look into that particular bill and pass it.
Is the regulator overwhelmed?
Well, everywhere in the world, the regulator plays catch up. Because you see, some of them are legitimate businesses that are not being well regulated, but others are criminal schemes. If the guy is a criminal, he's always looking at what gap will I find in the regulation. And it is always like that. That's why there's a term called regulatory arbitrage. You will see there's some kind of gap somewhere that people are deliberately trying to exploit. So yes, the regulator can do better. But I also want to add that we cannot take away the responsibility from us, the individuals. One, when we hear of things happening, do we blow the whistle? Because there are so many people who have heard about these schemes, they will not put their money in there because they know it's not good. But do they do that extra step of blowing the whistle to the regulator? Because if no one informs the regulator, how is the regulator going to know that there's someone hiding in some Sunyani corner doing something in some kiosk somewhere? It's practically very difficult. But more importantly, we as Ghanaians, or we as a consumer, we have to ask critical questions. In Ghana, people ask one question: what is the rate of return?
That's all they ask.
That's all they ask. Oh, rate you're saying. Now, but we have to ask ourselves the critical question: what is this guy doing for him to be able to make a return and give me 30%? And I always ask people, if life were to be that easy, why are we working? But then no one would work.
So what percentage is good enough? If somebody is giving me 12% per month, is it too high or too low? How will I know? Give me a ballpark for which I should be careful.
You see, I always use this as an example. If he says you gave your investment, I will pay you 12%
per month.
Throw it the opposite. If I were giving you a loan of 12% per month, will you take it?
Microfinance, they do like...
Nobody does that.
It's too much, it's true.
Nobody does that.
It's too much.
But don't forget that any institution who will give you the loan we have to do that by times 2 or times 3.
I understand, from depositors' funds.
Exactly.
So you're saying that 12% per month means that they are lending to somebody at more than
20%
that. And who will borrow that kind of money?
Well, you yourself doing that investment. If you go any bank, any savings and loan, any institution, they say that bring your money, I will give you 30% per annum. Ask yourself the opposite. Will I take a loan of 60% per annum? If you will not take it, then don't give them the money.
Right. So the other question you ask is that if the person can generate 30% a month, why does he need my money? Because really, if you are able to do anything that can generate for you, the person running the thing, 30% per month, then if you start with even 5,000 and you continue compounding that money at 30% per month, you will be the richest man in this world. You'll be richer than Jeff Bezos in a short time. Why does the person need my money? If he's asking you to give him money for him to be able to pay you 30%, 20%, 10% every month, you have to start asking
Philemon,
yourself
a lot of these things are moving online. It looks like even the regulator in the financial sector is overwhelmed. Some people think we don't even have internet regulation in Ghana at all. You are from the E-Crime Bureau. Are you the regulators?
No. We are not
Who are you
regulators. We are consultants. Like, we support institutions to ensure that they protect their systems from cyber attacks.
So who regulates our internet space?
Okay, so currently there's a National Cybersecurity Center who is responsible for cybersecurity within the country. And because all these businesses, you realize that they operate within the cyberspace, it's very important that we should be able to identify them. But you get to know that most of the servers or the computers where they host their devices are not localized here. They are not within the country. These people buy the servers, offshore servers, which are not here, and all the data is outside there. So it doesn't fall within the jurisdiction of this country. So regulating it is also quite a bit another ballgame. But one thing that I think the center can also do is cyber policing. You police the cyberspace to identify this kind of businesses which targets citizens within the country. Then you'll be able to put in measures to also regulate them. The other thing is that you will notice that with this scheme, usually they have some coin attached to it. So if you are going to invest in on this platform, you ask yourself, can this coin be exchanged? Not with these people, but with other exchanges. Because, we have several exchanges scattered across the globe. So if this coin can only be changed by this exchanges, then I think it's a big red flag. When you take Bitcoin, for instance, I can go to China, I can get an exchange and exchange the money, I can go to US. But mostly with this fraudulent coins, it's only they can just change it for you. So that is one thing that we also have to do. And also, I know there are some exchanges within the country here too. So the authorities can also identify them so that they can perform some level of KYC on their customer. The reason is because people are using this medium also for money laundering and other fraudulent activities. So by enforcing some kind of KYC, know your customer, by just even taking an ID before I can sell the coin to you.
Can you not monitor these online activities and report to the BNI or the IOCO or something?
Yes, can be done. That's why I mentioned about the cyber policing. By watching the internet, this sometimes they do, instead of grouping, now, previously they'll group you in a room and they'll do a large seminar. Now they are doing this remotely. They do Skype call. They ask you whether you have internet. You say yes, computer, okay. Then they're going to show you a 5-minute video. Yeah. So now, you don't see them physically coming together, but we're mostly doing this. So it can easily be policed by monitoring social media and the internet as a whole.
Let me read some more comments for you, because there's a lot of people commenting on this. We're still on the point of view. Good evening. I'm Ofe from Tema. Some of us too are victims of the Atlantic Global Asset Management, AGAM. For over a year now, our monies are locked up and the site is shut. I wish I were in the studio to share my experience and lessons. Good evening, Bernard. I was invited to a program last Friday and we were asked to invest by buying a coin. Minimum $100 according to them. The coin increases every 4 months. And that's where you make your returns. They said it's a cryptocurrency, and anytime you introduce a new person, you gain 10% on your investment. Though I didn't invest because men's gold issue is still fresh in my mind. Ghanaians need more education on these scams. From Vitus Banao. Bernard, I invested with Gold Coast Securities, an institution which is licensed and supposed to be regulated, but cannot access my money and my business on its knees. The SEC needs to meet us together with the company to clarify issues relating to the roadmap they are working on. Delali Matayoko. I am Richardson Ni Anete from Teshin. Please, I don't understand the investors when they were taking the interest. They didn't remember the government. Now that things are wrong, they are calling on him, which is very bad. But it's a lesson to everyone who is greedy. Thank you for the program. Hi, Bernard. I'm Daniel from Koforidia. I'm so sorry to hear this from a brother and an Ampofu. I'm also pleading with the government to fix our economy so that people will not just jump into this scam. Sorry, Ampofu. God be with you and your wife. Okay. So let me give everybody a last word. So companies like Gold Coast, which are properly regulated, are also in trouble.
Yes.
So,
yes, because we are having our own crisis in the financial industry. But at least if you are a customer,
so if you're the book loan guys, you are no better.
No, look, the financial world. One thing the financial world does not like is uncertainty. When people panic and there's uncertainty and people are rushing to take their money. It happens everywhere. The US had their own crisis in 2008. It can happen. Now, the good thing is that if you're a customer of Gold Coast, you have somewhere to go to. You can go to the Securities and Exchange Commission. They will come down and come and check the books of Gold Coast and make sure where are all your investments, etc. But if you are one of the names that you have mentioned, who do you go to, and who is coming to do that work for you? You know, so yes, there are problems everywhere, even within the regulated Bank of Ghana regulated institutions, SEC regulated institutions. There are problems everywhere, and some of the problems are a result of our own bad practices that we have done, breaking the law, doing things that our license does not allow us to do, etc. However, if you are licensed and you do these things, then the customer has a little bit of a recourse, and then the regulator can come in and punish those who did wrong, etc. But what I want to warn against is, you know, all the people that I know personally who had money in all of these schemes, they knew it was a Ponzi. Yeah. But they go in with this mindset. They say, I will pull my money out before it goes under. I know someone who gave 300,000 cedis to Men's Gold, and he says, I'm collecting 30,000 every month. I've collected for 6 months. Me 10 months, I'll go and pull my principal out.
Okay. Cheba, I want to give you before I close. When we spoke 2 days ago, the Bank of Ghana in March 2018 said over 700,000 depositors in the rural and community banks and microfinance deposits were under threat. 750,000 post funds were under threat in the formal sector. Now, my friend Ampofu is telling me that there are 111,000 or something in GCCH. We haven't added Sonsi Susu. We haven't added FX Crypto. We haven't added the other people. I mean, what's the effect of this on our financial sector? It's going to be quite crazy, isn't it?
You see, I always say that the liquidity challenges we had last year, I can say on authority that at least about 30% to 40% was as a result of these things. Okay. Because I know a friend who runs a microfinance institution, clever guy, doing everything nice. The customer went there that I need my money to go and do something. Yes. Then the wife now later came to tell the man that he sent the money to this place. And so most people took money from the formal sector to
sent it to Sonsi Susu.
Other people also went to take a loan and go deposit. So
it's related.
Another effect was rush going in for the little liquid in the system. Okay. 2, pricing of deposits started rising. 3, default in loans and all these things.
All right.
So it has big effect on the
we've run out of
industry.
Time. Thank you for your time. Chunibo Akodiabuachi, Executive Secretary, Ghana Association of Savings and Loans, Philemon Hini, Cyber Analyst, E-Crime Bureau, William Mensah is an investment analyst. Earlier on, we had a journalist and a victim, Nana Ampofu Aya. My name is Bernard Avle. Thank you for watching The Point of View. Good night. Stay with City TV.